Hey hacks, thanks for tuning back into my channel. As you can see from the title below, this is part one of my high-end makeup palettes. What do you want to call it? A tag, I guess? I don't know. It's not really a tag. I don't know. I've just been seeing videos on YouTube and people have been talking about the palettes that they have, and I've been wanting to do this for a while, but excuse me, but my energy levels just wouldn't let me. And so today when I came home from work, I was like, you know what, you're going to record. So this is what I'm doing for you guys. I say part one of two because I have a lot of palettes here, and I just tried to record and it was 20 minutes long and it also cut off. So I'm going to go through the first half of them, and then the second half is going to be all of my Urban Decay palettes because I have a lot of those. I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as I can and share with you all, you know, if I like it, if I don't like it, if I would repurchase it if I had the chance to, and all that good stuff. So we're going to start off with all of my Anastasia palettes, which it's only two of them. I have the Artist palette, which is extremely colorful. It looks like this. Would I rebuy this palette, repurchase this palette? Absolutely not. And it's nothing against the palette. Sorry, I'm looking for that brush. It's nothing against the palette. It's just I don't use it. I bought this a while ago. The first time I used it was for Mother's Day. I have not used it since. So this was a waste. Reasonable, especially compared to some of the other palettes I'm going to show you guys, but still nonetheless a waste of $30. So no, I wouldn't get this one again. The next one is the Shadow Couture World Traveler palette. I love this palette. Would I repurchase this again? Abso-freaking-lutely. I only bought this because I did not get a chance to get it when this specific color first came out, and like I think it was the Maya Mia palette. I can't remember, but Morocco was the reason why I wanted this palette. And after seeing some of Makeup by Lon's tutorials using this palette, I'm just like, dude, you made an excellent choice. Last week I used this palette every day, just creating a simple neutral look, and I was like, I love this thing. So yes, definitely top of the list, repurchase. The next two are just palettes that I created by Inglot. I labeled the fronts of them mostly because when I would go to Macy's, I wanted to make sure that I didn't repurchase colors that I already had. So let's start off with the very first palette that I created. And this one is a mix of eyeshadows, lippies, and concealer. These two purples that you see are lippies. This is a concealer. And the only reason why I even got all the rest of these is because I wanted these two. This chocolate color here and this cream satin color here. And the reason why I wanted those two is because Wet n Wild, they don't make their vanity palette anymore. And that chocolate brown is so fierce. And so I was like on the hunt to recreate that palette. And those two colors were the only colors that they had that I loved and wanted. So that was that. I would only rebuy the two colors that I really wanted. The rest of the colors were just kind of like for decoration. So no. The next palette, it was just a complete waste of money. If you have ever been to Macy's, or if you work at Macy's, you know that they now have implemented this thing called oh my god, they have a list that you have to create as an associate for like your regular shoppers. And so my girl, because the Macy's that I worked at the time, we didn't have an Impulse Beauty Bar, and Inglot is sold at Impulse Beauty Bar. And so the location that I would go to, I always dealt with the same girl all the time. So when I went, I was just going to check stuff out, and because she's such an excellent person, like, I made these purchases, which it wasn't that big of a deal because I worked at Macy's, so I was getting, I think it was one day sale weekend, so I think I got 30% off on these. So it wasn't that bad, but I didn't need any of these colors, so I would never. Then up next are the Lorac, whatever you want to call them, Pro palettes, Pro 1 and 2, well, Pro and then Pro 2. Pro, I love. I absolutely live for this palette. When I first got it, I was using it like every single day. One thing that you will notice about me from this little tag or video series that I'm doing is that I love neutrals. I love neutral looks. I'm an admin. I'm frontline, front desk, first point of contact, and so I really enjoy just like keeping it all neutral and soft for work with like a nice lip. That lip could be a bold lip. That lip could also be a nice soft lip, or that lip could just be some chapstick, my EOS or something. But I love a really good neutral eye. And so in the beginning, I was jocking Espresso, Sable, and Taupe on the eyelid. But then I saw a video with Iris Baleen, or Iris Baleen, I don't know how she pronounces her name, on Instagram. It was like one of the first times that I saw her, and she had used the same colors, but she didn't use taupe on her lid. Instead, she used cream, and it changed the game for me. Ever since then, I was like, oh yeah, baby, this is it. This is it. Would I repurchase this palette? Absolutely. I don't need the bottom row, which is like shimmers or whatever. I don't need that. Just give me the mattes and we're good. Pro 2, trash. This palette, trash, in my opinion. If you like it, that's all good, but I hate this palette. It's dumb. It was a waste of my money. Lorac just made a sale off of me because I had the first one. I didn't need this. I used this once. I think I uploaded a video using this colored jade, but I haven't used it since. And prior to that, I didn't use it. I hate this palette. And you can tell like the difference between the two. The freaking Pro is like dusty, and this is like in mint condition. I could freaking resell this thing. It doesn't even look used. I hate it. The next ones are the Too Faced chocolate bar palettes. I hate them both equally. I got them last year during the Black Friday sale, so I got them discounted like 20 or 25% off, but I haven't used them. I uploaded a video on YouTube featuring them. This is the first one, chocolate bar, and that was the last time. So in 2015, I have not touched these palettes. And I didn't need them. I have all the naked, so I didn't need them. I mean, they smell good, but it's not even that they smell good, because it actually gives you a headache smelling it. It's just too sweet. Semi-sweet, I like more than I like the regular chocolate bar, but even this one, I haven't revisited. No. Would I rebuy these? Absolutely not. I wish that I could write Too Faced and tell them give me my money back, because I don't use them. I don't even like them. It was just something that was hyped up on YouTube, and I was just like, oh my god, I need to get those. YouTubers make so much money off of me because I'm that idiot that goes out and like buys everything that they're using. So whatever. This next palette, and I'm down to the last few, guys. This is Smashbox Full Exposure. This palette is ass. I hate this palette. Like, the Too Faced chocolate bar palettes I hate, but this palette I loathe. Like, I see what you tried to do there, Smashbox. I see it. You tried to, excuse me, you tried to like drop your competition to the Lorac Pro palette. And this is what you come out with. You have your like shimmers and stuff up top, and then you have your mattes down low. But the difference between you and Lorac is that they actually care. Their stuff actually showed up. The shimmers and glitters up top, piss poor quality. They sucked. They suck so bad. And then the mattes just wash away. There's nothing there. Like, you blend and it's like your eyeball is there. What? I hated this effing palette. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. And I hated it. So I didn't even bother with the, like, what is it? The double exposure or new exposure or skin cancer exposure? I don't know. But the new one that they dropped, I didn't even bother wasting my time because I was like, you suck, I pass. So this is a hell no. Like, not even just a no. It's a hell no. A hell effing no. That's how much I hate this palette. But we're going to end on a good note. Not that this is like my favorite of all my high-end non-Urban Decay palettes. But this is Kat Von D's Shade and Light Eye Contour Palette. So, I wanted the Kat Von D palette that had, sorry, my Fitbit's going off. I wanted the Kat Von D palette that had the color Instagram in it. And if I'm not mistaken, Instagram was a really beautiful green. But by the time I was ready to financially commit to spending that kind of money on the palette, it was gone. Sephora no longer had it. I looked online. It's a figment of my imagination, like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So when this came out and like I saw the reviews on YouTube and stuff, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna let this one pass me by. Now, like I said, I'm a nudes, natural, neutral kind of lover, so this was right up my alley. And the section that I use the most is this one right here that I'm covering with my hand. This color right here is the lid color, or sometimes I use this one as the lid color. And then this is the deep brown that I use to define that crease. And this is what I use as my transition color. I love this palette. It is everything to me and more. And when I first got it, which was May of this year, I went out of town for my 30th birthday, and I found it where my boyfriend and I went out of town too. And I was just like, oh my god, honey, we have to go. Like, we have to drive this extra 30 minutes out of the way so that I could get this palette. And he was just like, what? I was like, yes, we have to go. So I used it for like the first few weeks, and like at the same time I was transitioning, so it was like perfect. I wore makeup every day, and every makeup look that I did was with this palette. It was the same. It was the same every day. I would do my eyes and then put on my little liner and my mascara and call it a day. Loved it. So yes. That concludes the first half of this series. If you guys want to see any looks featuring any of the palettes, if you have any like look suggestions, because like the ones that aren't really neutrally and like they have colors in them, like not this full exposure. If you tell me to do something with this full exposure, I'm gonna block you and report you as spam, because that palette is dumb. But I don't know why I won't throw it away. I don't know. It's like my hard-earned money. I'm not gonna throw it in trash. But you know, if you have some suggestions for these stupid chocolate bar palettes, make my head hurt. Or like any suggestions that you could give me to make this thing to be likable, please let me know. But this artist palette, that's namely what I'm talking about. Because again, for the umpteenth time in this video, I'm a neutrals girl. So if you have any suggestions, of like colors that I can use, let me know. Upgrade my life, please. Take me to the next level. All right? Okay, hacks. Oh, before I go, if you're curious, the eyes, it's a look that I created with my Urban Decay Smoky palette. And the lips, it's an urban, no it's not. It's a Disha Cosmetics lip lacquer. It's a really beautiful forest green. I don't know how it's showing up on camera. I don't have my glasses on. So the color came off. I'll include it in the video, but it came off. And this is what it looks like. You see that? Pretty forest green. I love this. I get so many compliments on this when I wear it out. On the weekends, not to work, because I'm not trying to get fired. Anyway, I think that concludes this video. I'll talk to you hags later. Love you guys. Bye.